Somebody saying no is not going to kill you. It just feels like it'll kill you.
Whoa.
Mushy mush. Welcome to another episode of me talking to myself in my room, naked. Make yourself at home. It's very hot here on the Gold Coast. Regardless, I'm still drinking tea. That's good. Sometimes I see myself as an alien creature.
You one ugly motherfucker.
Trying to understand the human condition. And I'm not doing the greatest job at the moment. I'm not going to have much information for the mothership when they return and collect me. And why is that? Well, the main reason is I'm terrified of rejection. So I avoid a lot of human interaction. And so, to facilitate my evolution as an alien pretending to be a human, I'm going to address this issue, starting right now. The fear of rejection goes back to our prehistoric past. Yes, back then, some smart dude figured out that we needed to cooperate together. And in order to direct human activity, there had to be incentives and disincentives. And one of those was punishment, particularly punishment by separation, sometimes punishment by death. But either way, one of those would result in your death. You get cut off from the tribe, your chances of survival just plummet exponentially.
Travis spoken.
And this proud tradition has been passed down through the ages to us today. It's gone through different phases. Had a little religious phase, excommunication. Oh, you did something that I disagree with, and I'm so loving and compassionate that I never want to see you again. Logic. And that's if you were lucky. In the golden era, you walk too many steps on a Sunday and you're getting stoned to death. So maybe it wasn't such a bad thing getting cut off from these types of people. And today you would have thought that maybe we would have evolved somewhat, and I suppose we have to a degree. I'll leave this up to the judgment of the viewer. Because today we have some of the most enlightened and virtuous people to have ever walked God's green earth. And I'm talking about woke Twitter mobs. And their rationale isn't too much different from all the others that we've had. Oh, you told a joke? A joke that offends me? How dare you? Come on, guys. Let's dox this guy. Let's get this guy fired. Let's ruin his entire fucking life, because that'll make the world a better place. Logic. The more things change, the more they stay the same. That's an old French saying. And speaking of French people, Jean-Paul Sartre, excuse my fucking French, I don't know how to pronounce that, this dirty communist, cock-eyed, proto-existentialist, fucking literary and philosophical genius said it best. Hell is other people. Have truer words ever been spoken? I don't think so. I'm a misanthropist at heart. I don't know if that's a word, so let's say I'm a misanthrope at heart. I can't stand people most of the time, and that's probably a lot of my problem. All these fucking idiots with their own ideas about the world and how it should work. It'd be so much easier if everybody just fucking agreed with me. And it does make me pine for the good old days, when dissenting opinions were punished with death. Now, that's granted that I'm the one in charge, of course. I don't want to be on the wrong side of this equation. Just imagine a world where everybody agreed with me, with 7 billion me's running around. Nothing would ever fucking get done. We'd all probably die of negligence. So it's probably a good thing that I get challenged on some of my ideas. And that's just the thing. I don't like stepping up to that challenge. I don't want to be caught on the wrong end of a Twitter shitstorm, or, God forbid, that I bump into somebody in real life with whom I have a disagreement, which happens all the time. Yes, it can be quite confronting. My strategy, my conflict resolution strategy, in an instance such as that one, would be to just roll over. Do whatever the fuck the other person says. Agree with them. Just get on with it. So I don't have to face that disgusting feeling like I'm going to die if this person says no, which is ridiculous. Like, I give the woke Twitter mobs a hard time, but I will say this for them. They're totally misguided, well-meaning, and at least you know where they stand. That's a problem with people pleasers. They're pretty dishonest, and that's just one of the strategies that people use to deal with the uncomfortable emotion of being rejected. So what this all comes down to in the end is that you're being motivated in all your decisions and choices by fear. And I can think of much, much better motivators to help you live a happy and prosperous life.
This may sound corny,
It does sound corny,
but love is the answer.
it is the answer.
Yep.
That's right, Elon. And we should listen to this guy because he knows what he's talking about.
It's really hard. Franz, could you try to break this glass, please?
Sure?
Yeah. Oh my god. Some weird reason it broke now. I don't know why.
All right, we all fuck up once in a while. That's okay. So what can we do about this? Well, let's say I'm the Buddha reincarnated. Given that it's the 21st century, I'm going to specialize a little bit more. Rather than giving general advice for just suffering, we're going to sub out suffering and sub in the fear of rejection. So here's the 4 new noble truths, according to me, the new Buddha. Shouldn't be that hard to imagine. I'm bald and almost enlightened. Number 1, fear of rejection exists. Yes, we've all experienced this crippling social anxiety.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Number 2, there is a cause of the fear of rejection. And we've touched on one of those today. It's a societal one, maybe genetic. We don't like dying, and being rejected feels like you're going to die. That's a start. We'll get deeper as we go on. Number 3, there is a way to stop the fear of rejection. I'll say there's a way to not be controlled by it. I think that's fair. And number 4, this is the way. That's a bold claim, isn't it? Let's start with this. There are many ways to come at this, many angles from which we can attack this problem. 1 is from the thinking way. 2 is the emotional way. 3 is action-based. There's probably many more. But we're going to start with this one. Logic. Let's play out a scenario. You want something. Somebody else has that something or can help you get that something. The only thing is, you've got to ask. And they might say no. Now, somebody saying no is not going to kill you. It just feels like it'll kill you. That's the problem. So what you need to do is lay out the worst case scenario. And most of the time it's just going to be your ego gets a little bit bruised if somebody says no. Like you start not having that thing, somebody rejects you, and you still don't have that thing, but at least you've got additional information. All that it cost you was a couple of seconds to ask the question, and like I said, just utter humiliation. But you'll live. And if you don't, then you won't have anything to worry about anymore. It's win-win. So this strategy is so simple, so easy to implement that it's easy to overlook. It's super obvious. Figure out what will happen if you decide you're going to go after something and your plan doesn't work. Booyah! And I'm trying it right now. I'm putting a video up on YouTube. Let's see how it goes. Now, if you're interested in videos like this, here's some more. But like I said, this is only the beginning. At the societal level, we've got the fear of death, which seems to be built into our genetics. There's other social conditioning aspects, stranger danger, that kind of thing. We're encouraged or discouraged from approaching new people when we're children.
Here we are, children. Come and get your lollipops.
And that's when we're most open to suggestion. So it's no wonder that a lot of us hold on to this reluctance to interact with other people. Now, it's not everyone, but I'm one of these people. And given my mission here to try and understand how people operate, I need to get down with this. So next time, we're going to go a little bit deeper and explore how people identify with the reactions that they get from other people. They are essentially asking other people to validate them. As am I. Like I said, like and subscribe, hit the bell. Booyah. Booyah!